He was just a tired single dad driving home in the rain until he saw a dying female cop on the roadside. What he did next shocked the entire police force. It was almost midnight when Mark Wilson pulled his old pickup onto the quiet roadside. Rain tapped softly on the windshield as his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, slept in the back seat after a long shift at the diner. Mark was a single dad, exhausted but used to pushing through. Life hadn't been kind since his wife passed away, but Lily was his reason to keep going. As Mark stepped out to stretch his legs, something caught his eye near the trees. A faint movement, a soft groan. He grabbed his phone flashlight and followed the sound. Lying in the mud was a young female police officer, her uniform soaked in blood, her breathing shallow. Her radio was smashed. Her car flipped and burning farther down the road. She had clearly been in a serious hit and run. Mark froze for a second. Fear rushed in. Getting involved could be dangerous, but then he thought of Lily. He knelt beside her. "Hey, stay with me," he whispered, pressing his jacket against her wound to stop the bleeding. The officer's eyes fluttered open. "Oh, please, don't let me die," she said weakly. Mark called 911 with shaking hands, giving his exact location. But the dispatcher warned help would take time. The storm had caused multiple accidents across the county. So Mark did the only thing he could. He stayed. For nearly 20 minutes, Mark held pressure on the wound, talking nonstop so she wouldn't lose consciousness. He told her about Lily, about how being a dad saved his life after losing everything. The officer squeezed his hand, barely hanging on. When sirens finally cut through the rain, paramedics rushed in. One look told them the truth. If Mark hadn't stopped, she wouldn't have survived. The officer was airlifted to the hospital. Mark quietly gathered Lily and drove home, expecting nothing more than another hard night behind him. He was wrong. 3 days later, a police cruiser stopped outside his small house. Then another and another. Mark stepped onto the porch, confused, holding Lily's hand. The female officer, now alive, walking with support, stood in front, surrounded by uniformed officers. Her name was Officer Emily Carter. She pointed at Mark, tears in her eyes. "That man saved my life." One by one, the officers removed their hats in respect. The police chief stepped forward. "IQ's chief stepped forward. Wilson, our officer survived because of you. You didn't walk away. You didn't hesitate. You acted like a hero." What Mark didn't know was that Officer Carter was part of a major investigation. Her survival helped expose a dangerous criminal network tied to the hit and run. Multiple arrests followed. The department raised funds to pay Mark's overdue bills. Lily received a college education fund, and Mark was offered a stable job with the city. But the moment that mattered most? When Lily looked up at her father and said, "Daddy, you're my hero." And that night, the entire police force knew it too.